Well, Willie here, mouth breathing all over everybody out there on the internet. Hey, I'm back again. A minute ago, I wasn't going to make a video. I wasn't even thinking about making a video, and a minute later, now I am. I'm so highly caffeinated. Anyways, we're going to talk about intelligence. I don't have too much of that stuff left, but somehow I am still here. Everything is intelligence, folks. Life is intelligence coming into contact with form. Okay, that's like the yin and the yang. And then in every one of those, there's always the complement within it. So intelligence and form. So my form is a human body. My human body has its own sense of intelligence, which would be the yang within the yin of this form. Okay? So the intelligence of my body is very simple. It likes what feels good. It doesn't like what doesn't feel good. That's really it, okay? So now the intelligence of the mind, right? Because the mind is part of the body, and you have your own intelligence in your mind. Like, okay, it's like, let's use some examples, right? Think about a spider, right? A spider knows how to make a web, right? But that's its body intelligence, right? But where it chooses to make its web is a totally different thing. That's some different type of intelligence, still belonging to its body, but that's separate. Okay, like the bear, right? Why a bear knows to hibernate, that's beyond my knowledge. That's the bear's knowledge. The bear's knowledge and its genetics, right? But what cave it chooses to hibernate in, that's totally different. Did it choose this cave because that's the cave that its parents hibernated in, or because it likes it better? That's a different type of bear intelligence. Or like the pet lion, in the 70s, Christian the Lion. You guys ever seen that one? Where these guys got a pet lion. It didn't eat them. It didn't eat them. The lion knew not to eat them. That is intelligence that is separate from the body of the lion, right? The form of the lion, right? So, and if we think about intelligence as the yin, like isolated as a yin form, even though it's not substance, we can't substantially hold mental intelligence. But if you think about the brain as the substance, the brain containing intelligence, consciousness, conscious awareness is the yang within the yin counterpoint to that subsystem. So we have two different systems going on. Okay? And this is going to be governed by the law the Buddha gave us. The Buddha gave us this law. And I know it as the flow of consciousness. Let me check something real quick. Okay, also known in Buddhism as the aggregates. Okay, so there's four things. Well, five things or four things. I don't know. I learned as four: consciousness, recognition, sensation, reaction. Okay, this is the flow of consciousness. This is the flow of the life. Okay, so we're going to look at this, and we're going to look at it from two different ways: from the intelligence of mind, from the intelligence of form. Okay, or the intelligence of conscious awareness, which is contained in mind, and then the intelligence of form, okay, which is reaction. Okay, so consciousness exists as intelligence. That's what we're going to call it. We're looking at the flow of consciousness in terms of the form. Okay, so intelligence perceives. Okay. The sum total of your intelligence that you have right now in your life is composed of all of the perceptions and the thoughts and the beliefs and the experiences that you have acquired throughout your past, okay? So if you have a low level of intelligence, you're going to have a low level of perception. If somebody's abusing you, if somebody's being mean to you, if they're treating you bad, that creates a negative feeling in your body. It's going to create a reaction of a negative act towards that person. If somebody flips you off, you flip them off, or you get mad and you become distressed, right? Because you perceive their act as inappropriate and undeserving to you. But if you're able to enhance your intelligence and understand that, or perceive that that person's act of flipping you off doesn't really affect you, you affect you, they don't affect you, then you won't become distressed and you won't act aggressively or inappropriately or angrily back to them, and you'll be fine. You see? So, whatever your intelligence is right now is going to affect the perceptions that you have about the situations in your life, which are going to affect the feelings, the sensations that are taking place in your body, and the intelligence of the body is to react, right? Exactly it. So there's the flow of consciousness, the flow of intelligence, the flow of the life occurring right there. If we look at it from a perspective of mind, we see consciousness. Consciousness recognizes contact, things happening. I am awake. I am conscious, right? If I'm born dead, I have a form, but there's no consciousness. That form has no intelligence, right? Like the body doesn't know how to function, like control my breath, beat my heart, like input things, output things, make water do stuff, There's no intelligence. There's a form, there's no form intelligence, there's no conscious intelligence, right? Think about developmentally handicapped people, disabled people. They have forms, they have physical forms that grow. Their mental intelligence is different. It's not the same, right? So consciousness recognizes contact, right? You have 5 senses. You're alive. You're perceiving your reality. You're perceiving yourself in your reality. Things come into contact with your consciousness, and a part of the mind consciously recognizes that contact, and then there's another part of the mind that unconsciously recognizes that contact. Then there's a sensation that occurs somewhere in the body at all of these contact points, and then there is a reactive process occurring, because that is the flow of consciousness, that is the flow of the life. So the more consciously aware you become, the more intelligent, the more able you are to identify consciously with the reactions that are occurring in your form versus unconsciously react to those reactions, which is basically explaining the process of misery or the process of intelligence, right? So if we were to extend this model beyond the life, right? Because your intelligence that you have in your mind is a thought, and a thought has a force, okay? So every thought you have is there, as I explained, as a result from some other thought or some other belief that you have made or that has been made in you. And so each thought form is relative to the intelligence that you have been carrying and are carrying currently in your whole entire life. It is a force. It is a force. It is energy, right? The laws of energy says they can't be destroyed. Energy is not destroyed. It's only transformed. So when you die, your form dies. How does the form know when to die? How does the form know that the life is over? I don't know. That's governed by form intelligence. I'm an organic heap of material that's on its own timeline, right? But the mental intelligence that I've generated and I've acquired and I've created in this form, that's energy. Where does that go once this body dies? The form dies, the intelligence that's been created goes somewhere else. It goes somewhere else, and it's going to recognize, because it's consciousness, intelligence, it's going to recognize sensations, which is a form, and then it's going to react. You see what I'm saying? So whatever the intelligence is that you have acquired and developed throughout your whole entire life will dictate and determine where you will go, or where the intelligence in you, which is just a sub part of the universal intelligence or God, it's going to go into that form and continue evolving and growing and changing and developing, which is the purpose of life. For consciousness, intelligence to overtake form. This is the purpose of life. If you die and you're miserable and you're angry and you're alone and your whole life you're mean to everybody and you're not happy, the intelligence, low form of intelligence that is misery, is going to go out, recognize a form that is miserable. It's going to join with that form, and it's going to regain the cycle again and begin the cycle and the process again. If you die and you're happy, you're filled with life, you had a wonderful life, you got to do all the things you wanted to do, or you tried to be happy with the things that you got to do, and you're at peace, and you die lovingly in your sleep, the intelligence that goes out is going to find some loving, peaceful, joyous form, merge with it, and continue the flow of the life. I mean, I don't know what to say, guys. Now, conscious awareness. Conscious awareness as the yang intelligence within the yin form of mental intelligence is its own thing. If you practice and work on becoming intelligent to the highest degree of being fully present in your life, then where does the intelligence go after the form of your body dies? I mean, what does it merge with? If there's no thought form and only conscious intelligence present, does it merge with ultimately universal intelligence that does not contain form? Back to the source? Is that where it goes? Back to the source? It's completed its journey. It's completed its mission. I mean, who knows? When I get there, I'll come back. I will tell you. But until then, Wild Willie out.